We are live once again. I'm just bored, so I want to do some counting. Just gonna be like, why not? Have a good time with it. Thinking maybe we could listen to some jazz, relax, kick back, and forget about the woes of our day. Okay, let's get going. I've got a little cheat sheet pulled up for me here on my other screen so that I can remember correctly what the wave degrees are and stuff. So that should be helpful. I don't know what the balance is on the volume of the music. I feel like I can hear it just fine, and it looks like my voice level's a little higher. I'm just gonna hope that it's sounding all right. If it's not, maybe you can let me know in the chat, which I'm totally gonna monitor. I promise. I honestly don't know the best way to do it. I can put it up on the screen over here, but the screen real estate's so tight that it's just difficult. And so I'm just gonna turn on my own stream here. Sounds okay. How do I mute myself over here on my phone? Live chat. Okay. Live chat. Can I give myself hearts? Does that work? I can give myself hearts. That's funny. That makes me laugh. Golly. The point of this is to really figure out what's going on long term. I realize I don't have any really good overall charting label, Playboy, which seems wrong. So I thought I'll go ahead and do that. Got waves A, B, and C here, and a couple different wave degrees. This is a double 3. At least that's what I've got shown. A, B, and C, and then another A, B, and C. Pretty good. Pretty good. Looking for wave C coming up. Golly. I'm just so scared. I'm so scared of market open because of all the bad news and stuff. But, this is the theoretical trend line. I was looking at it, and it's like, let's see here. Are we open yet? Show me candles. Okay, 3-1. So this is futures. Yeah, gap down. Gap down. But then also starting to move back up. That doesn't make me feel so bad. I guess it could be just expected. Bad news. Yeah, we've what really are we gonna do here? Why is volume popping up? Oh, because it's a future. What could really be so bad anymore that it shocks the markets? Oh, I don't want to ask that question. That's a dumb question. At any rate, so looking at the daily on this thing, yeah, it's a gap down. It's also coming back up. If we go zoom out a little bit, price is jumping out of this price range whenever it reaches it. Call it right there. Yeah, it goes kind of deep. So what is that? This is not a panic. It's not. It looks pretty normal, to be honest. Let's get rid of the box. Look at this thing. And in fact, yes, gap down, but also look at that thing rip. That is crazy. That is insane. There is something worth seeing here. We're gonna turn on after hours for futures. It's already showing after hours for futures. And so, yeah, that's just a big gap down. And now it's pushing back up. And it wasn't like a huge gap down anyway. It was something like 1%. Normal stuff. Interesting to see it occur in this pattern. Is it? We're going to draw a line chart. Get rid of those wicks. That looks a little more orderly. Sometimes it's hard to know what the price is actually doing because the shapes are so erratic. And So now that we're in a line chart, we get this as a push down. It just looks like impulse, right? And it is. It's A, B, and C, or maybe it's 1, 2, so it's high, 3, 4, 5. Doesn't matter. What we can do is we can actually look at this shape and understand that it's gonna be 5 pushes down. 1, 3, 5. And each push down is getting weaker and weaker, and that is, you know, signals reversal. Get little triangles sometimes when that happens. So in an intraday time frame, yeah, this thing fell down and went straight into accumulation, could not get pushed down, and then roared up. Impulse. Wow. I don't know how to label this thing. We're gonna get a chart going though on futures. This is it. This is the beginning of Cap SPY futures charts. I'm gonna turn that a little bit maybe. I wish I knew if it was too loud. Here we are. Drawing set name. Save as new drawing set. And we're gonna call it sub-minuet. Or I guess some people are like, there's micro, sub-micro, and minuscule. Sub-minuet. Sub-min-uet. Alright. And so let's just get going. And we're just going to assume this is wave 1. Just going to go for it. Until I have some reason to suppose otherwise. And so we label that with a 1. Lowercase in the numeral such. And a lowercase letter A, B, wave C. I'll do it ad nauseum too. Where's bullish continuation? There, peak of wave 1. Isn't it weird when wave B sets a high? Why? It's so annoying. It really makes you want to make it like waves 3, 4, and 5. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not buying it. 1, A, B, C. Let's get our Fibonacci extensions going here. And plop that down. And we'll extend to the right for right now. Show price, everything. Extension on. Okay. And so price right now is encountering these levels. I'm not even sure if I have the snap turned on for low, low, and highs on this particular chart. Snap drawings 2, on high, low, center. Okay, apply. That will help me. Yes. Snappy, snappy. Make it a little bigger. Now you can see it. Fancy being able to see the chart. We'll just plop this over here like that. Yeah, that looks good. There'll be a small little correction there. It'll be a flat. We're anticipating flat. And if it's flat, then that means the next wave is going to be pretty strong, actually. Show me candles. What are the candles looking like? Ooh, we're running straight into it pretty hard. And so when we're watching this chart live, we're really paying attention to what happens at these levels. And we can start to watch volume a little bit too. When volume starts to peter off like this in a corrective trend, we're expecting it to end. You can see volume here, this big green bar, and then this big green bar. Those things line up. This is called an exhaustion candle. Sure enough, 3 minutes later, we find our high and almost on another equal bar of volume. Price comes down, bounces around. Yeah, high volume is occurring. Decreasing. RSI, the relative strength index, is starting to come down pretty significantly. We might hit oversold. We might not. It looks like as we are running into the 161.8% extension of our ABC correction, we're finding a little bit of support initially. We will see if that holds. Implied volatility at this level, ooh, it's increasing through this correction. That's weird. That's weird. That's because volatility is to the downside. Okay, we're falling through here. We're gonna see how far we go. Now, another way that we could try to if we do need to extend the target, we can actually say that wave C is occurring in two smaller waves, A, B, and C, of which the 100% target's like nearly the same. But if we get the extension 683803, might be finding some support right here at around, well, look at that, it's like the same price. And this is just the peak from the initial run in the morning, or I should say early afternoon. We'll see what happens here. Wouldn't it be insane? What I was thinking what would happen is, and I was actually showing this on the SPXU chart, which is the short chart, so it was backwards, but was that, yeah, the gap would occur and then it would come up and trap a bunch of traders and then it would go down. I don't want that. A little downtrend like that is fine. A little gap down, as long as we can trade into it, find some support, not light the markets on fire. Would love for the markets to not be lit on fire right now. That would be frustrating. We got a nice strong green candle through here at 68.43. That would be the 100% extension, not the extension, but just the measured rule really for our wave C correction, which I believe is going to be flat here. Should we get past all of this, we get to make a bigger wave of a higher degree, and one bigger than the sub-mini wet is mini wet. And let's get that going. This is what it look like. We take our extension tool, we go from the bottom to the top, and we apply it to the low of our correction. But first, we turn on a line chart. Because this will be more precise. It'll show us just the close of each candle, which is all I'm interested in. And we are going to attach this to the bottom of that. I am changing the song. That's what I want here. And I'm going to color it blue because I use the colors to help me recognize what wave degree I'm on without having to rely on reading the freaking text, because the nomenclature can be confusing. That's okay. Actually, this is yellow still, because we're looking at wave 2 right here. That's what this is. So A, B, and C, they compose the 2 wave. 2. Yeah, we're gonna wait and see if that holds. And should we exceed these, oops, go a little lower though. If we get above 68.54, looking to move up to 68.5, 68.85, or 69.12, and that seems aggressive. Seems very aggressive. I would instinctually not be looking for 69.12 right away. Probably 68.85 in the next day. We're just gonna go ahead and turn off the extension and just do the measured rule. Pretty good trade there. This isn't where you would want to enter a trade necessarily. Yeah, it's low. We're predicting the end of a price trend, but what the hell? Let's go ahead and do it. So I'm looking at futures for. Do I not have this options chain? I do. All right, March 2nd. E-mini S&P 500. Here we go. Let's see here. Which strike would I be targeting? That's the question, right? Let's see here. I'd probably want to. We're definitely going to get 68.45. This is not what you would do. This would be the unadvisable trade. But 68.45 right now. To buy is 31 per share. 31 per share. So let's see here. 68.45 is at 31 per share. And we're just going to watch that. We're just going to watch that. We're going to hypothetically say that we are going to make a speculative single leg options trade now, which is bad. You should not do that. What you should do is you should wait to get past 68.54 and then go from there. This would be a high risk day trade environment which I would not recommend doing. And that's like, it's the scariest thing. If you were to do that and you started watching the price go down like this, you start to get nervous because it's like, oh no. Let's see. 68.45, now down to 30. And that's about all it takes, really, right? 68.30. Or 30 bucks. We'll just let that sit there and cook. Maybe in an hour we'll get somewhere fancy with it. It'll be great. Anyway, so Playboy. Oh, what's that little uptick there? It's nice. Going back to the hourly time frame here as well. And we're gonna turn on 20 days. Not feeling so bad now that I see that the futures are kind of bouncing. It's kind of nice. Can I get more than 20 days? Can I get like 90 days? Yeah. Oh my god. Why do I want to do this? A, B, and C. And, you know, these look smaller. I'm thinking that on this wave degree, can I get my, yes I can. I think that these are the same wave degree. Let's go A, B, and C. And we'll take the extension tool. We'll figure it out. Yep, perfect almost. 144. Lows through here, landing 147. Pretty close. A, B, and duplicate C way down here. A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. So that's 3 right there. What precedes this? Oh, it's even bigger. It's even bigger. Alright, so if this is, we're looking for wave C at that degree. We're gonna go ahead and create some other wave degrees here. Get something to work with. And then move forward. Okay. B, C up. Duplicate this. B. Bravo. C of C. And hopefully I change all of these to motive wave trend counts at some point. We're going to start as corrective waves. And then we're going to go and change them back into bullish wave counts, motive wave counts. This is going to be a triangle, isn't it? I think A, B, and C is correct. And if that is the case, we can take this guy, we're gonna call that B, we're gonna duplicate this, pull this down here, edit this, also call this C, and duplicate this, A, B, C, A, B, C to the upside, coming in next. Give me more time frame to zoom through here. 126, another A, B, and C wave. Wildly extended. Very strong trend there. And we'll go ahead and color this blue because that's the wave degree we're calculating it on. I mean, could it be motive? No, just don't even try. It's just pretty clean. Duplicate. Duplicate. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Looking for 3. Yet again. Give me more time frame. Give me a whole year's worth. Okay. Yeah, how do we break this trend here into 3? Now it's getting complicated. Really complicated. Luckily, we don't have to be precise about it. We can kind of just guess. We can take that high, go to one of these lows over here, put this. And it's like, yeah, that's pretty close. Let's try candles. Do they get us closer? They don't. Ugh, candle charts. Turn the lines back on. Okay, now gotta figure out where A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, X, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, C, maybe C. It's just too easy. You know, I don't have the exact wave count figured, but if they're corrective waves, you can basically always just make a B wave wherever you need one. Okay, duplicate. C, A, B, C. A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, C. This one's happening really fast. I guess it's similar to these. B does take longer. Kind of extends the whole chart pattern out. And we'll come back here, and we're just gonna keep doing this over and over again. A, B, and C. There it is. And we're just gonna keep going the whole way. We're gonna go all the way back. Yeah. Okay. There's A. There's the bottom of B. And look, oh, that one was perfect. That's beautiful. Cap, why didn't you go all the way over here to B, to the top there? And I was like, I don't know. I think that's just wave B setting a high. It's like some sort of triangle shape through here, right? See that? It's a backwards triangle. Wave B. Wave B is the worst. Hate wave B. And then we get to here. And is this the ultimate low? Just beyond? I'm gonna figure it out. It's only gonna give me 360 days. Or can I tell it to give me more than that? Nope. It's like, screw you. I'm gonna try one more time. If I go custom, aggregation period. It only goes in days. Sense, I guess. We'll actually just go to a daily time frame then and pull out like 4 years of data. Oh wow, there's so many of these to go through. That's the ultimate low. Yep. Sometimes that's how it goes. And so where are the next waves going to be? This was a big one. Look at that. That's a big move. I'm thinking this trend is bigger than like this one. I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm just going to say there's two of them in here. I think it's A, B, C. And like when you count corrections like this, you definitely should be doing like WX, O, and all those things. I don't tend to. I don't know, I'll use X. Duplicate. Duplicate B, duplicate for C, and then we'll do a little wave extension here, and we'll check that out. See if that makes sense. That certainly does. That lines up nicely. How does that always happen, right? How is it that those specific extensions always seem to just be right? We'll make them white because that's the next color in the sequence. So if that's A, okay, there's one more low down there. That's the ultimate low. Motive. 1, 2, 5, A, B, C. Yeah, that could be a motive trend right there. With a big, long correction cycle right in the middle of it. It's inherently going to be corrective. Duplicates. Oh, this is another complicated one, actually. A, B, B's over there. C, duplicate X, A, B, down to C. Okay, and now what we have is we have a completely labeled. We're starting to see a pattern, perhaps. X, A, B, C. Initial impulse. I really want this to be 1, 2. And then this somehow becomes like a 3-wave. It can't be though. It can't be 3. It can't be an extended 3. It's too grindy. So how many sets of ABC are there? And how come this thing, this has to be like A of just a higher degree? I really like how clearly some of these, like we're gonna duplicate this guy. We're gonna sort this out too. Low. Oops. And then to the high there. 55. See that? That is, you can't make that stuff up. If it reoccurs like that much, it's also a good way to check your counts. Like, you really should be able to apply the measured rule, that simple height of first wave against the top of the corrective trend against it should produce a target, you know, near where that wave ends and does. So what's that tell me? It tells me at that degree, that could be A. And let's go ahead and color that appropriately. And then those two sets, complex correction, would create B. And then this would be C at that wave degree. We'll go ahead and squish that down a little bit. And you'd expect to see five waveforms in C. It can be a lot of different things depending on what count you're on, theoretically. We could make this a wave 5. We could go 1, 2, 3, 4 sharp, 5. A, B, C. Right? B, C. Like we could just declare this the top of a motive trend, right? 1, and then A, B, and C. And then what? If that's top of a motive trend, that's A, B, and C. What would that make this? 1, 2, 1, 2. It's just like it's going sideways. I'll tell you what, if it turns into a big motive trend, I will let you know and I will count it. So really, what am I looking for? Corrective trends going up. We completed a set of 3 up here. And now we can get another set of 3 going up. We just need to see an X wave come in. Check it out. A. Duplicate. B. This is muddying up the chart a little bit. Take that out. A, B, and C for B. If you can follow that. A, B, and C for B. And then there's C. And really, that would be like X, right? A, B, and C of X. That's crazy. X. Yep. It all makes sense now. Duplicate this for A. Got another set of C's down here for B. And yeah, we're looking for these next 5 waves of C. Well, 3 waves. Could be 3 waves. Could be 5 waves. How many sets of 3 is it? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Triple 3. Triple 3 or 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. What do you think? Triple 3 or 3, 3, 5? I wish I had my book. I could read about triple 3s. By all accounts, it does look like it's going up. It really does. There's an uptrend through here too that we should note. That guy. Yeah. Look at all of them waves. Yep. Yup. I don't, you can get triangles here. And if it goes 5, 3, 5, it's a leading diagonal. And we could see, like, this A wave could be, 5 waves, 3 down. But really it'd have to be this one. Which I said we could make this a motive trend, right? It's not very, like, clean triangle if we do that, though. Let's try. What if that's it? What if that's A, B? I mean, that's motive. I didn't A, B, and C let that leg of A at all. And then it's definitely 3, and it's like, ooh, that's not the top. Didn't quite make it high enough, did it? It's just, yeah. If you start to form a triangle, you have to bring that down. You have to bring that down. Wave 4 would just like blow through the top of that triangle, though. That doesn't make any sense. Triangle thing doesn't really work. It's coincidental. And Bryce will do that a lot. It'll be coincidental. Just patterns, just chaotic shapes. I don't know. This just looks honestly like ABC, ABC, like that's double 3. And then it's like, it's really tempting just to like, this just cannot be a motive trend. It's gotta be A, it's gotta be B. This just has to be the right count. And this looks a little weird, of course, on the daily time frame, which is totally fine. Doesn't need to be pretty, it just needs to make sense. Where does the corrective trend end and the real motive trend start? It really could be that this low at 126, that ends the corrective trend, like altogether. And that's where we're going to start our motive wave trend count. Because we've had 2 sets of 3, double 3. We could do that. Like, it's possible. Let's zoom back into the hourly here. Now, if that's the case, then this is wave 1. Listen, if this is wave 1, we're gonna break the time down a little bit more. Trading's very thin, So I don't like to go like very small, but I'll take every little wave I can get at this point. And we'll say impulse 1. And what degree would this be in, I wonder? Because it'd have to be this one, which would be minor. And this one would be intermediate. And this would be primary. We're gonna go ahead and stick with that. And let's go to this. We're gonna rename this chart. Can I have to maintain 2 counts? We're gonna call this bullish theory. And we're just gonna start labeling these things here accordingly. Here, this is the correct way to label a minor wave. Wave 1, and then we get A, B, and C. Clear as day, right? Clear as day for wave 2. And then wave 3 coming in. Probably 1, 2. It's probably all 2. It's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This takes too long, right? It just takes way too long. But we are going to respect that for sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this works because it actually does meet all the requirements for a motive trend, because wave 3 isn't the shortest wave. Wave 5 starts there. It's just barely longer than wave 5. If wave 5 starts there, it can be even longer than wave 5 as long as wave B set new high before correcting, which I thought it did. So how do we look at this? Motive count, corrective count, probably motive count. Corrective count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And wave 5 is actually a pretty clean motive trend. Like, we actually get a pretty clean example here. And so we'll go into minutes, I guess, is the degree smaller. And that looks like this. When I annotate it the way I do, that would be 1 or 1, probably 1 over here, duplicate down here, which gives me 2, and then 3, 4 is sharp there. We'd like to see the alternation in style between flat and sharp. And then, yeah, 5. And in breaking down wave 5 like this, let's have a peek here. Where does the divergence occur? So between this one, and this one. I'm thinking, yeah, this is perfect. A, and then A, B, and C. Yep. Corrections. Wave 2 probably comes all the way over here. And it's not like pretty if you run the price through it like this. Whoops, but that makes a lot of sense. Alright, so wave 5 is clearly a motive trend, right? 5 waves. This is significant because of leading diagonal triangle. Well, it also has to have overlap between waves 1 and 4, and that's just really not present at all. So it can't be anything more than just a funky looking motive trend. And it's like not even like a very strong motive trend because it forms the ending diagonal. But it's also like because wave 1 extended, and that Makes sense if wave 1 extended. I mean, and technically wave 5 did stretch still. Just didn't get like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see how you can count this either bullishly as a motive trend or as a corrective trend? You can do either thing with it. You really can. And that makes all of this potentially just like A, B, and C. And that would look like A, B, and C. All right? And it could be flat like that. And then we kick it off for wave 3. Man. We just don't know. We just simply don't know until we get like a big price run. We've got to get above $2.76, but then we're looking for 4. Or we've got to get below 148. You know what I mean? It's like, because we're at the end of a corrective wave count of a double set of 3, we don't know if this first wave is actually motive or if it's corrective. It could go either way. On a small wave degree, we don't really have a trend because we haven't set a new low, because we haven't gotten below 185, which would be the minor corrective trend A. And so it's just very possible that anything can happen through here. 1, 2, 3. No, that's definitely BC. What is encouraging though is that we are overall in an uptrend. If we zoom out, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Nice little motive trend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like it. Let's go back to ES now. Let's just see how we're doing. If we were to foolishly day trade through here. Aha, yes. You can see price actually went to the extension down to 68.38. And so if you were dumb and bought into that, 68.45 is now at 30.25. So you wouldn't be like super hurting, but you'd be down still. All right. So that's where, or actually, this is the 68.45 strike, right? Trading for $30 a share currently. Look at how beautifully this thing came in and just like respected all of our levels. It did such a good job. Such a good wave. Such a good wave. Yeah, definitely now we're gonna find a lot of chop probably through here. Probably a lot of chop. It can never really be that simple with index funds. There's just so much money, there's so much volume, there's so much trading. So much can change. This doesn't look bad though. It'll be kind of fun to come back tomorrow and see what this looks like. Get rid of that. Yeah, well, anyway, I think that's all I'm gonna have for right now. I must have had the candles on when I did that. I'm just bored, just counting. If you've watched, great. I hope you enjoyed it. This will give me something to look at tomorrow, especially my PLBY count. I'm interested to see what happens in after hours. This was a big little pop. After close, up to 194. Kind of an interesting little jump to see there. All right.